Alrighty, good morning, good morning. Let's go ahead and kick this video off. Hopefully I don't ramble on too long and make this another 20-minute, 30-minute video, but hopefully anyone watching this, especially my handful of sexy subs out there, are getting some enjoyment out of these videos. So Mullen had a fairly, I say good day yesterday. It's knock on wood. And hopefully they continue having great days too. Praying that Mullen continues to have green days because if Mullen is green, that means that, well, that means that people aren't bleeding red, which has been pretty much the trend for the last 2 years on the stock. But let's go over pretty much daily updates and checking stuff out. David Mitchery, according to Benzinga, has not purchased any new shares. So, as of yesterday, David did not purchase any new shares just yet. No SEC filings from Mullen, which is actually a good thing in my opinion, because all throughout 2023 we got dilution SEC filings. So, no SEC filings from Mullen. I'm definitely not complaining at all. We got no news yesterday at all. We haven't actually gotten news in quite some time. It's almost 2 weeks now. This Thursday will be 2 weeks, so we're definitely, you're talking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 trading days. We have gotten no news. I believe the stock market is closed this Friday also for Good Friday. Easter Monday, I'm not sure if the stock market is open or not. I think it might be, but otherwise we're still below the 35 mil market cap. We've been below the market cap now for quite a bit, which is a little concerning. And I'm not sure, but like I said, we just need one day. We just need one trading day above the 35 mil market cap to totally reverse everything. So I believe we're on day maybe 5 or 6. I got to double check. I believe we have 30 according to the NASDAQ rule. For the market cap being non-compliant, but I'm not 100% really sure on that. And honestly, I don't even know. I don't even know if the board at Mullen or David even gives a shit, to be perfectly honest. But all we need is just one great day. That's all we need. And honestly, I'm praying that today is going to be that day. I really hope so. Let's go ahead and go to the charts. I did not make a new video yesterday, mainly because we just didn't get any news. However, yesterday, Mullen was green. We ended up closing yesterday a little bit above 8%. Right now, for the pre-market, it's pretty much just staying consistent. Volume yesterday was nothing out of the ordinary. I believe the volume yesterday was below the average volume. I think it was 700K. The average volume as of yesterday, I believe, was 800K. It wasn't anything extraordinary. It wasn't anything too crazy. But yesterday, around the same time frame, around 11, we started having a little pop. And like I said in yesterday's video, anytime that Mullen has a pop, or rather any stock has a pop like this, with no news, be very cautious. However, something that kind of struck me is that we didn't end up crashing down. We basically stayed above the EMA. We stayed above the 200 EMA exponential moving average all day long. We're actually above it right now, which is really good. And we basically just used the 48, 21, and 9 as support and resistance, and we traded sideways, basically consolidated on the day. We did have this massive red candle, then we bounced, pretty much touched, or attempted to touch, the 48 EMA, and then we basically bounced above it, went above the 9 EMA, and just pretty much trended, consolidated. We had a nice push-up, pretty much, and what's really weird is that for day traders, we tend to really do our trading from anywhere between pre-market, primary. I I personally like doing day trades a little bit after 7 a.m. Very rarely will I do a day trade around like anything before like 6:45, because you get a nice push of volume definitely around 7 a.m. But between 9:30 to 10:45 is really when you get the big bulk of volume in the open market. And then, of course, the power hour is typically between 2 p.m. Eastern till 4 p.m. Sometimes it begins around 1:30. But during lunchtime, you have a lot of sell-off, especially in the top gainers throughout the day. In Mullen's case, around this period, we ended up having this spike up, which was very nice. I actually did not buy back into Mullen yesterday. Anyone who has not seen my previous videos, I ended up selling a position I had around $7. Ended up selling for about a little over 20% of a loss. I've lost so much money on Mullen. I was heavily invested in Mullen from March of 2022 up until May 2023. Sold everything after the reverse stock split, the first one, and then I've just been day trading Mullen and swing trading since. So I have not remade my money. I make money by day trading Mullen and swing trading, but then I go ahead and fucking lose what I make very quickly. And it's very depressing and it's very sad. However, like I keep saying, I really do believe that something big can happen. Real quick, the pivot levels, the R1, R2, R3, these are today's pivot levels. On a positive note, we have the S1 above the all-time low for the first time, I believe, in like 5-6 days, which is very positive. So even if we go down to the S1, we're not gonna ultimately break this all-time low. Yesterday, the S1 was below the all-time low, I believe it was. And the all-time low is not a support pivot level. It's could be a psychological level, but to be perfectly honest, if the all-time low was above the S1 is more of a support than the actual all-time low, if anything. So with the S1 above the all-time low, I'm actually happy, really happy. And we just really have to see what happens. But Mullen runs on news. And when I say run, I mean run. The daily time frame, this is each candlestick is 1 day on here. So as you basically see, we fell off a damn cliff. We went from the mid 6s all the way down to the low 4s. We gotta have a green day. Like it's a stock cannot just keep. I mean, in theory it can, but you have to have a pullback and be like, hey, we've gone down way too far. TA, technical analysis speaking, we gotta pull back a little bit before we can go down even further. Just like hypothetically, if it was the other way around, if we were going up, we gotta pull back a little bit to get back up. Prime example is here. We were green day, big green day, massive red day, which sucks. And then we had a little bit of a red day, and then we did another green day to push up. This is actually a bad example. Let me not use it. That's actually a crappy example. What really sucks on Mullen is that to find good examples of green days, we haven't had them in so long. It's really like just the stock has just been on a plummet. I honestly don't even think I'm gonna end up finding one. I apologize. On any other stock out there, you would be able to find a pretty decent example of where you do the opposite of this. And what I mean by the opposite of this is that, let's say, instead of having a red day, you have a green day, then a green day, then a green day, then kind of like a red day-ish. And then you get back to a green day, get back to a green day, and you keep pushing higher, another red day. A green day, and go up and up and up. Something healthy like that. However, we've done the opposite of just red day, red day, red day. So we got to take some of that back. It's how charts move. The RSI is still 30, which is insanely low. If we get news today, production news, collection of fucking revenue. We need collection of revenue. If we get anything revenue collected, like today is going to be, in my opinion, not financial advice because I'm not an FA. I'm just a small fish in a big pond that has been beaten up by Mullen. Just like a lot of you all probably have too. I'm so sorry, everyone. If we get production news, this thing can easily make gains. Easily. Would be a good day to make a day trade. Would be a good day, in my opinion, to potentially buy in for a quick swing trade. But understand that if the news is not good, the gains are probably not going to hold. And that's just the way Mullen runs. But on the flip side, guys, the only thing that the real thing that's keeping me watching Mullen and keeping me really excited is that the float. Apparently, we still have a very low float. And we have such a small market cap. Which means we could very well get really good news. And because we got really good news, you have a ton of people buying in, and you can have so much buying pressure that we can just we can see a massive move very quickly. A very big massive move very quickly. And a lot of these areas that we ended up free falling very quickly here. The hell, damn trend line. A lot of these areas that we ended up free falling, and I'm talking just absolutely free falling. We could very well see a big reversal in the high fours, in my personal opinion, in the high fours, and then we continue getting good news. Well, then we can move higher, and we can start canceling, and we can let these EMAs pretty much catch up, like we did a few months ago. Back in January, when we semi-bottomed here, we see the EMAs are basically pretty much caught up, and we're trading sideways. Problem is that we just continue to fall with the EMA. So we need to get positive news, have the EMAs level out, and trend sideways. And then, by the grace of God, and I'm hoping, we just continue a nice and healthy uptrend. And honestly, we all deserve it for the amount of money that we've lost in this abomination. Otherwise, like I said, I'm praying. I really am. And it's not in our hands. It's in the company's hands. So we'll see what happens. But have a lot of good vibes, and hopefully my good vibes pay off, and hopefully we all make our money back. That's what I'm praying. I don't even care about making profits anymore. I just would like my money back. But if that never happens, the amount of life lessons I've learned from Mullen is definitely worth the loss. Otherwise, thank you for watching, anyone who has been watching my videos, and if Mullen drops news, then I'll be making a video on that news. If not, I might be making a video at the end of the day. If not, then definitely tomorrow morning. Take it easy, everyone, and yeah, let's keep good vibes up.